This is Max Williams with United Real Estate, and today I'm in northern Henrico. Today we're going to take a look at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch. This ranch is located here in a nice established neighborhood. We've got brick as the predominant material of choice here. A lot of families have been here for many years and really love calling this area home. Happy Juneteenth, happy Father's Day. Today is June 19th, and a couple things I wanted to chat about today. We're going to talk a lot here about market conditions and a way that you potentially as a buyer or seller can benefit from the recent hike in interest rates. And that sounds counterintuitive, but I'm going to explain a little bit here as we get into the video. Today we are seeing all types of things happening. We are seeing gas at $5 a gallon. Food prices are going through the roof. Things are just not the way a lot of people would like. For goodness sakes, even the dollar store is no longer a dollar. But that is okay. We have seen this before in real estate, and fortunately, Metro Richmond is one of the strongest areas on the East Coast as far as real estate, and we don't expect that to change much. One thing I wanted to share is you got to be very careful who you get your information from and how it is processed. A lot of people think of real estate in very emotional terms. They don't look at the numbers. They don't have the base of knowledge or the expertise to look at it from a quantitative standpoint. That's what we do in the business. We look at numbers. I often will have people say to me, Max, that house is overpriced. And I say, while it may not be a price that you like, if someone in the marketplace is willing to buy it at that price, it's not overpriced. So we've got to be very careful with how we look and truly evaluate real estate and values. One of the things I wanted to share was some people are saying this is not a good time to buy. I had a client recently say his in-laws were convincing him and his wife to not buy. And I said to him, I said, well, you got to look at the alternatives. Right now, your rent is through the roof and it will continue to go up. You have no tax benefits and you're not building any equity. Just as a quick example, a $400,000 house that goes up 3% appreciation. 3% is very conservative. We recently have had more than twice that. But at 3% appreciation on an annual basis, that house goes up $12,000 a year or $1,000 a month. You are building equity in that $400,000 house. You're not going to do that with rent. You are going to continue to get rent increases over time and no tax benefits whatsoever. That rate that you get on a mortgage today, it's not necessarily forever. The average person stays in a home for about 7 years. And during that time, or even if you stay in that mortgage longer, you can always refinance. Now, there is a cost to refinance, but if the market conditions change and interest rates dip, then you may be in a prime position to lower that interest rate obligation. So all of those are things to consider, even in a market like today. Now, I mentioned earlier how you potentially can benefit from a market like this. There is a little known technique. It hasn't been very popular at all recently because rates have been so low for so long, but it's called an assumption. And an individual that qualifies can assume a FHA or a VA loan. And I work with people all the time that are particularly getting FHA loans. They are extremely popular. Right now, in today's market, with an appropriate credit score, you can buy a home locally as a first-time buyer with zero down. We have special programs here, no down payment required. You got to have, of course, decent credit, and you have to, of course, have income that makes sense and normal debt load, but you can buy with no down payment. And it's been like that for years. That's nothing new. So a lot of people have the ability to qualify for that. And as a quick example, on a $350,000 house, the difference between a 3% and a 6% interest rate is about $623 a month. That is a lot of money. You do need some cash in order to do this. The assumption does require cash. If you don't have the cash, you can simply work with a family member, maybe a grandparent, a parent, or even a very generous sugar daddy or sugar mama to help you out in that regard. Just make sure you talk to the loan officer and let them know up front what you're planning to do, because they do look at that money very closely. There is a concept in the business known as mattress money, and mattress money is not what it may seem. Mattress money is simply where a person keeps their money under the mattress, or they don't put it in a bank account. Now, there are people that still don't trust banks, and so we've got to document that very carefully, and there are ways to do that. But the lender has to know that in advance so they can help you in that regard. So those are some ways that you can work as a buyer to potentially reduce your housing costs. There are plenty of people out here that bought a house 2-3 years ago, and it's time for them to sell. For whatever reason, they haven't been in the house very long. Those mortgages sometimes could be in the high 2s, 3s, 4% range, and you could benefit from that low rate. So there's a process to do it. You don't necessarily have to be a veteran in the case of an existing VA loan, but you want to reach out to someone that's knowledgeable in the business and find these things out. Most agents are not going to ask that question of a seller. So you've got to make sure that as a consumer, you're aware of some of these things. That's the whole point of me doing these videos. I want to bring things to your attention that you otherwise probably wouldn't know. So you go in as a very informed consumer. I had a previous life as a loan officer, so I know and understand some of these concepts that sometimes fly under the radar with many agents. All right, here we are. This is a gorgeous renovation. I love what they did. There's some things that they did that are pretty obvious and really make a lot of sense in terms of the rehab. Okay, our coat closet here at the front. One of the things that I notice here is this ductwork. This is new work, and so they brought in that duct, and it actually goes to that return right there. The heating and air system is kind of like a circulatory system where air is taken in and then, of course, conditioned and distributed through the house. So that's what they did there. I love the fact that we've got all this light that flows in. They did recessed lights here throughout this beautiful home. Right here, it was very common when the home was built for them to put a little half wall there. And that basically was kind of your entry area. Not something that we would necessarily do today. So they went ahead and took that out. All right, here to the right, this was actually a separate space. We can tell that they opened this wall up. Here at the floor is sometimes a telltale sign. We can tell where something was done as far as renovation. This is a great area here with built-ins, and you could kind of set this up as a separate space here with the wood-burning fireplace there as the focal point. A great place to potentially put a TV up above that fireplace. All right, we're going to transition now to our back room or back side of the house. A couple really neat places back here I want to show you. I love what they did here with this backsplash. This is a really neat backsplash. We've got the gold, the white, and the gray, and that is coming back. You guys have heard me say that before. Those gold fixtures are indeed coming back. This is going to be our laundry area. I've got a little bit of storage above the two front loads and a full bath here. They did a full 3/4 bath here on the end of the house, which is neat. This would normally be just a simple powder room, but they went ahead and got a nice shower in there. So it always makes it nice to have that second full bath. All right, here on the back, this is a really neat space because this could go a few different ways. I could see somebody putting maybe wicker furniture back here, having a nice bright area with a door there going towards the driveway and the garage. This could also be a nice home office here. Floors look beautiful, and I really like having that. You can close it off from the rest of the house there with those glass doors, but still have a nice open feel. Okay, here in our kitchen, I love what they did here. We've got quartz countertop, those gold fixtures once again. A nice floor plan with plenty of cabinets. This is going to be a black stainless Samsung range here. That is a new finish that we're seeing more and more. A lot of people love it because it's a little bit more fingerprint resistant than our traditional stainless. Nice deep sink there with the commercial style gold faucet. The home, of course, does have a Frigidaire, dishwasher, and a little built-in microwave there. That was a good use of space here in this kitchen. I love the fact they also took this backsplash here and went all the way up to the ceiling with it. So that's kind of a neat touch. That is definitely a nice low maintenance material there. If you get any grease or anything splashing on there, it'll wipe right off with no problem. And of course, our contrasting gray cabinets you see on this side, our main cabinets were of course white. So I love that color combination. They did very well done. All right, we're going to transition now to the bedroom wing of this beautiful home. And notice the wood floors transition all the way here throughout. That's one of the things in an older home that you get that you don't necessarily get in a newer home. A lot of wood floors. They did an absolutely amazing job here. Notice the tile on the wall, the marble for the vanity top, and we've got plenty of drawers here for this vanity. So a lot of storage space for your items. A linen closet right there. And love the decorative light fixtures here. Look at the gold decorative light fixtures that complement the mirrors. Just really well done. All right, here in our tub shower area, our tile goes all the way to the ceiling. We've got the oversized shower head with a detachable, and all of that just looks so good and clean. All right, we're gonna go now to our bedrooms and see what we have in store. Here to the left is going to be bedroom number one. This, of course, is a secondary bedroom. This would be a good home office or storage room or child's bedroom. All of these bedrooms do have a ceiling fan in place. So really nice to create a little breeze here throughout the home. They do have replacement windows as well. And they gave us this double rods here in the closets, which is a nice benefit. Get a few more clothes in them than you normally would. I'm thinking this might be the larger of the remaining bedrooms. Definitely enough size in here for a queen. Once again, ceiling fan, nice neutral paint. This home was very well done. There is a letter that was in the kitchen, and I meant to mention that earlier, but I am going to actually read that letter at the end of the video. It's a love letter from the previous owner, and it definitely comes back to remind us that while we're looking at bricks and mortar, these are memories. These are memories here that someone had in many cases for decades, and homes really mean a lot to people. If you have questions about this or any other home in the market, my name is Max Williams. It'd be an honor for me to help. Please remember, we still do have the rent-to-own program available in many parts of Metro Richmond. Payments starting from about $1,500, $1,600 and up. Max Williams, 804-402-7788. I can reach on Facebook under Richmond Area Foreclosures, on YouTube under my name, Max Williams Realtor. Thanks so much for taking the tour. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Y'all be safe. Have a great day. This is the letter that the previous owner left, and I wanted to share it with you. We will dearly miss living in this community for more than 40 years, but it is finally time to part ways. We lived for the early summer mornings outside, enjoying breakfast, the breezy nights in the backyard, and the comfort and solace of seeing my entire property filled with neighbors and family gathered for my annual cookout, a chef's dream come true. My hubby was a car guy. Not much I can say about the garage. I wasn't allowed in there. Once fall broke, the faint sounds of the children's laughter on the playground will always be endearing and a reminder. It was playtime for me too. Game on, kiddies, I used to say jokingly. When it gets cold out, the family gathers around the lit fireplace with full bellies after my Thanksgiving meal and famous Christmas brunch. Spring was always filled with joy, and once the summer comes, we do it all over again. I welcome the next homeowner to enjoy family, be in good, constant joy. Remember life's blessings, eat, live, drink, and most importantly, make use of all this space. Sheesh. Enjoy.